might help. I put the camera. Happy Saturday. Yeah, I can hear you.
I bet. Yeah, happy Saturday to you too.
All right, let's make it a quick-ish one so we can get on with our Saturdays and let everyone else do the same too. But we're back after a doubleheader on ABC, the first of the WNBA season. Today's action, let's just get straight to it. Well, actually, let's talk about Aces Sparks, since that's the game that we just watched, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense, right? So, this is your team. Tell me what you were seeing. Slow first quarter, but...
Kate Martin, Rookie of the Year. Let's start the campaign. I don't know, man. Yeah, no, she looks really good.
She does.
I understand why they were raving about her. I understand how she fits in. That block was, bruh. I said, I don't remember seeing this on Big Ten Network. Where did this come from?
Man, what it made me think of, obviously, we covered the college season this year, and there was a lot of chatter about how Lisa Bluder doesn't develop pros, and I'm like, I know she didn't learn all that in 12 practices with the Aces.
I still think that's true though, because Lisa Bluder was kind of that's not my job. So
yes,
she just got some hoopers. She was blessed to get some hoopers to come to Iowa. So she has, she does enough to get. She's a good salesman, basically, and she did what she needed to do to take that team to pretty great heights. But I think this is just Kate Martin, and so now Becky is going to be able to develop that and get the best out of her, and that's pretty exciting to see. But A'ja Wilson is shooting threes now. To quote Migos,
off a screen, the one I saw.
Greer, what did Migos say? You niggas in trouble. Y'all are in trouble. Yeah. She's coming for it. Sparks not as, I didn't think they were going to be bad. I just think this is a kind of a rebuild year. Shout out to Derek Fisher. If you see him right now, take his shoes and his socks. I mean that.
Empty
right now.
Hanging upside down.
Shake. But we get Rakia Jackson, who also looked really good today. She's gonna be that dark horse to make the Rookie of the Year race fun, because you have the typical names in it, but she might sneak and do some things and make things very, very interesting. The Ralph Nader, she's gonna split the vote. I don't know, man.
Rakia came in and just provided an immediate offensive spark for them. I'd like to see her get some minutes with the first unit, especially while, I do think the Sparks are trying to make the playoffs, so maybe a little confusion about where they're headed. You know what I'm saying? But right. I thought this was going to be a total rebuild year, and it doesn't mean that it won't be. We're only 2 games into the season, but I want to see some experimentation with Cam and Rakia in the lineup at the same time, because Cam held her own defensively tonight. Today she had some fouls, but again, it's what we've grown accustomed to over the last 4 years, and she's trying to check the best player in the world.
It wouldn't be a game without Cam Brink getting a foul, at this point, yeah. But I'm glad she brought the same energy and attitude from the pack to the girls, because I like seeing it.
Yeah, let me
try. You ready?
Volume up on my mic a little bit. Is that better? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Kia Nurse, great start to the game. Corner 3, Kia back, healthy, doing what she does. I thought just on the whole, the double header tonight, today on ABC on national TV was everything that Kathy could have wanted. We spoke earlier in the week about some of the games and just the lack of entertainment value from them, right? You don't want to see people get beat down by 40 on national TV. Depending on who you are, right? Not if you're new to the game. So it was good to see 2 actually somewhat competitive games today.
And it was good to see them kind of lean in as much as they legally can to the drama, because the Erica Hamby is on a tear. Yeah. And it is no surprise that she dropped a cool 29 and 9.
She had 14 in the third quarter alone today.
Yeah. So on her old team, and they mentioned that a couple times, and it's like, yes.
Yeah, she brought the kids to the game. I saw them in the tunnel. They had like a whole family coordination outfit thing going on today. So yeah, I mean, I think De'Erica's incredibly motivated. Last year, you know, she was obviously coming back from pregnancy, which like everybody just needs 2 years, honestly. Like it's just a crazy thing.
I don't know I'm wondering, but like
not an agreement. And then she has lofty personal goals this year. She wants to be an all-star. She wants to be, I think, first team also. So like more power to her in setting those goals. So Contagious Smile in our playback chat right now, MIP feels low for she's already
to ask that. Like where are we? Yeah, like where are we putting her? Because like this 29-9 is MVP type numbers. So it's like if you can sustain some of that, we might have to have that conversation. Because like MIP is like she gonna clear that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can be MIP in your 10th year in the league. I don't know. But yeah, that's wild. Go ahead.
There's a first for everything because she would have to battle Kia Stokes. So let's get it.
That's true. Okay, so we touched on Kate Martin. Jackie Young, point guard today, played it fabulously. And then she's also like locking up on the other side of the ball. Just maximum effort at all times, right? Like, what an embarrassment of riches for the Aces, honestly.
I think this is her year to get the MVP nod, you know, because like every year somebody's like, oh, is this person the most valuable player on the Aces? And it's like it switches from year to year. So I think this is the year that, A'ja's going to do A'ja. But there's going to be one more player on the team that they all say like, oh, is she an MVP too? And it's Jackie this year because she's cooking.
Well, last year, if you remember, she was the front runner. I felt like early to start the season.
She was.
She came out the gate firing for the Aces, and then things happened and it ended up, not going to anyone on the Aces. But
relax, we were robbed.
But so it will be nice to see if she can sustain this kind of effort for a full 40-game season.
I love how consistent that 3-ball has become. Like she darn near automatic from there, and this supports my anti-slack Mamba agenda because Jackie can play both sides of the court and still lead the league in 3-point shooting. Like, what is your number one pick doing? Because this is what my number one pick is doing. All of it. Everything.
Also chatting with the refs, which I love to see. Like, Jackie, this is year 6, and I think she said about 6 words on the court collectively before today. So to see her like immediately pop up and talk to the refs and find her voice on the court, I love to see it.
Yeah, because she gets like the worst whistle in the league. Like for somebody of her caliber and to be playing for a championship team, like they let a lot slide when it comes to her. So I'm glad she's finally talking to them because like she had to start to say, I'm quiet, but my game loud or whatever it says. Like, all right, fine, that didn't work. Now I got to be in your face. So, yeah, and it's like if you're making Jackie Young, that might be the tipping point. That's how we get change in the league. Jackie Young is snapping at refs, so they're in the wrong. Kathy, you got to have a meeting, clear it out, and let's start over.
Yeah. Someone in the YouTube chat brought up Cam Brink, and I mean the battle of the 22s today was really fun. Like it was very one-sided. Obviously, A'ja and her team came out with the win, but Cam had a few highlights tonight, and we got a future WNBA DPOY in our sites. It looks like. That looks like a given. Like that's just gonna happen one day.
And she's gonna learn how to do it with 5 fouls because she's just not. Like we're just gonna have to adjust that into the game. Like, all right, here's when you can get the fouls, and we will be okay with it. She gonna foul.
Yeah.
But I like the energy. I like the aggression. I like she looks comfortable out there. So
yeah, there was a sequence late in the game where they gave her the block on A'ja, but if you look at the replay, it was a clear foul, right? And she wasn't vertical, and you saw Becky talking to the ref and like, right? You saw that. I can't believe it. Right, and then but on the next time down on defense, I saw Cam like overemphasize how vertical she was staying. You know what I mean? So like to see players just like take the feedback and apply it immediately, like that is what I'm looking for with all of these rookies in different ways. So yeah, shout out to Cam doing that. And I think there was another rookie who played today who did the same things, but in a much a different fashion on a much bigger stage, right? Playing her first game in New York. And we're talking about Caitlin Clark and the Fever playing the Liberty for the second time this week. But things were much different today than they have been in her previous 2 games as a pro. Shawnee, mother of Caitlin, tell me what you're seeing. You're on the mobile, huh?
Yeah.
I can't even make you go big, but go ahead.
I can't go big. Okay. Right now we're counting moral victories, and this was a huge one to go from almost losing from 40 points 2 days ago to what was it, like 11 today? Like an 11-point loss is not bad against the chicks that were just in the WNBA finals. And the thing that bothers me is they could have won this game, and I mean that in a sense that they stopped doing things that work. They'll see what's going on, and then they'll go away from it. And now we're seeing the certain people that we have been saying don't let them shoot, but like y'all got number 1 picks, and the number 1 picks you have are generational talents. So they'll let them cook for like 2-3 quarters, and then when it comes crunch time, that's when stuff starts going awry, and they start wanting to do their own thing. And that's what I was saying, like last show, like if these vets were worth their salt, they would be in their ear telling them be aggressive and shoot, but they're telling themselves that. Because, bro, why are we getting Kelsey Mitchell pull up threes over JJ and Stewie? Like, that don't make sense to me. And she kept doing it. It's like the first air ball didn't deter you. Why? When does shame enter the equation? Because why are we doing this? So I think that's kind of where things went wrong. She had 8 turnovers today, but she had 6 in the first half, 2 in the second half. So adjustments and things are being made. And when I said on Twitter, like, I don't really mind her turnovers as much. Like, I saw a clip of, like, she's trying to thread the needle to Feg Benley, and it was a little bit behind her. So it wasn't the perfect pass, and Feg Benley couldn't, control it. So it counts as a turnover on her. Stuff like that, I'm okay with. We're running, we're taking risks. You're trying to hit open people. You're trying some new things. It's not like she's just getting ripped every single time.
Getting trapped on the sideline and throwing it away, right? Like
that was my point, because Erica Wheeler came in and threw the ball back court. No one, I still don't have an explanation for what just happened with that play.
So we're getting baby steps, right? So today the lineup changed. We got Kelsey Mitchell inserted into the starting lineup. Erica wasn't even the first person off the bench today. So we're making progress. It's incremental. But what stood out to me today was like from the jump, Caitlin was running. They were playing at a tempo that we're familiar with seeing Caitlin play, and I think that is her game. That is when she is at her best. It's playing free. It's playing up tempo, and it's playing to create for others, and therefore opening herself up to create. And what happened? She finished the first quarter with like 10 points and 3 assists.
And that was my thing. You got to pick which number 1 pick you're going to adapt to and run the offense to, and do what makes them, do what plays to their strengths. Because if we're going to go through Aaliyah, all right, we can slow it down a little bit, dump it down low, inside, outside, whatever. If we're going to go through Caitlin, like you said, tempo, let's move. And until, Aaliyah has still not been as dominant as I've grown accustomed to seeing her. So if it's taking her a second to get this little sophomore slump she's got going on, shake it off, play it off, or whatever, go through Caitlin, which means we're going to run, which means people are going to get open. People are going to have to get down court. Because like I said, we can't keep having this part where she comes down the court and is turning around and passing back to mid-court. Like, I like that she was aggressive and she was looking for her shot from the jump and like trying to get to the cup. So for a player that has no physical advantages over anybody, like she serves, she held her own today.
Yeah. There was some, she got flattened by Stewie's screen. So we need her teammates to be more vocal in calling those things out. But I would just say, today she gave the physicality right back to New York.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that is what I was impressed with, right? She hit Benaja Laney with the chicken wing a couple of times. There was another play where she's guarding Benaja like on the baseline, essentially. Benaja
I love that foul.
Driving, and she just is a stone wall, and Benaja flopped. It's a flop, So I like to see that it was like, yeah, you guys can like try, you know what I mean? But I'm here. Like, I'm here. I know what works for me, and I ain't no punk. You know what I mean?
That was my biggest thing.
What really grinds my gears is that this is the second game where New York's guards, when they actually do guard her, look like absolute barbecue chicken. And you got two players in UNESCO and Vandersloot who cannot guard a rookie straight up.
Mm-hmm. And that's the part that really pissed me off. Because another thing, I'm gonna rant about that in a second, but like this whole physical advantage thing, she has like one of Steph Curry's biggest attributes is his stamina and his endurance, because you are going to run all over that court so he can get open and he can, catch screens and this, that, the third. She was moving and doing her absolute best to make sure she got Sloot on her, and they were not exploiting that matchup. Like, again, one of those air balls was when she got Sloot on her, and you're pulling up over JJ. For what? That's the person that ain't got no physical advantage. You're 5'7". Pass the ball. So that was my point, where you're getting away from things that work, her cooking and exploiting weaker matchups, and then, pushing the tempo. They get into ISO ball, people start doing whatever, and it just kind of throws things off. But like she's got to be a little more aggressive, because I think if she's actually like calling for the ball when she gets those switches and presses the issue, then we start seeing people looking for her. So like I said, it's gonna take the two of them getting in the locker room and saying, look here.
Right. And I mean, this is a young team, right? We first half. Well, the
because here's my thing. We keep saying, the Fever.
Yeah.
The
Fever are young.
One of them is 33, 28. How old is Katie Lou?
She's 19. So she's
Katie Lou?
19 draft.
Oh, 19 draft. I was like, wait a minute.
This is year 6 for Katie Lou.
And then she ain't no spring chicken.
So no, what I'm saying is like the people that we want to be contributing the most are young players.
Yes, there we go. The most important players are still relatively new. The people that are making things a little bit difficult and won't kind of adapt to them, they're all old. Like, it's wire hangers out there. And that's the part that keeps like, Alexis, you had a point, sister. You may have went about it in a way that people didn't agree with, but you had a point.
Alexis Morris, that's hilarious. Okay, yes. I mean, listen, don't do well on that. But so what I was going to say about like their youth is like, I mean, we have 40 games to try to figure out like what kind of defense we can be and what kind of offense that they can be. But like offense, just at this juncture with a player like Caitlin, it should come easier. It should.
And that's the thing. If they can be at least semi-competent on the defensive end, I think that'll help tremendously, because a lot of it was like Stewie just getting to the basket, Benaja just getting to the basket, like people
threes. They gave a ton of threes early.
Or like in the first game, Slack Mamba is getting to the cup, and I'm like, her moves are not that fast. So people weren't really jumping on her like they should have been. But yeah, I think if they can kind of, and it's going to get easier for them because they're not going to be facing a super team so to speak, every single game. They're going to face people that have like that 1A player and then, the people around them. So I think they'll be able to. They've gone through the hardest right now until they face Connecticut again, but things should be. They made tremendous strides, is what I'm trying to say, and this was a huge moral victory. This is something that Christy Size can really build on and use to instill confidence, because like y'all had them against the ropes a couple times, and yeah, the ropes for them is still a double-digit deficit, but when you got smacked by 40, let's focus on incremental change here. Yeah. So I think they'll be okay. They're figuring it out. This is what this game showed me. They are actually figuring it out.
Yeah. It was nice to see, like, obviously the lineup change.
I need one more. Lineup change. Give me Amazing Grace. Give me Victoria Saxton. Give me everybody's best friend on the team, and let's hoop.
Let's party.
Yeah.
What's going on with JJ? Like, for real? Like, Aaliyah Boston is no one's enemy. I'm very lost by the energy. I don't know. Well, okay. We saw New York play Washington. I don't think she was into it with Shakira or Maisha Hines-Allen. So that's a thing I want to monitor as the season goes on, because the energy was very, very.
She's been getting punked for like a calendar year. Like I was watching the clips and watching the tweets from shout out to the homie that covers the Chinese basketball league, was giving me my Honshu updates. Lee. So I was watching Lee's account, and she got hoed by Liz Cambage, and this is right after she got hoed by A'ja Wilson. So it's like she needed a win somewhere. And what better win than somebody I know ain't gonna punch me back? Like, yeah, let me go ahead and rough her up so I feel better about the treatment I've been facing for the last 8 months. And it's like, sister, just step your cookies up and bang with the big dogs. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you have to do this. This is unbecoming.
No, it really was, because it just felt like misplaced anger. Aaliyah is not your enemy. Like,
what is that for? Like, okay.
Yeah. What else from that game?
Gonna be back. Caitlin's gonna be back. This is gonna be her Madison Square Garden. Watch. Wait for it.
Okay. I mean, I feel like she's got a hell of a what's the word? Like reason. That's not even. But the Sabrina shrug that she hit.
That pissed me off so bad. Because what are you doing? Mind you, she scored 12 points all game, all of which in the first half. Was nowhere to be found any other time. And it's just like you shrugging because you a front runner. You got 9 people doing the work, but Naja Laney working her behind off to guard the number 1 pick.
You won't even pick her up.
You ducked the smoke.
Come on,
you did not want that matchup, and everybody knew you weren't supposed to be in that matchup because you would absolutely get obliterated. I think Caitlin would be able to hold her if they had. If
Sabrina's lore is that her and her brother used to team up and be grown men for money on the playgrounds of where she was from. It was the burbs. Let's be incredibly clear.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because what kind of playground is like? Check up. I'm trying to check the best player on the court, especially if they play in high position.
And you supposed to be the second coming of me. Like they're calling you the next me, and you just doubled up your prototype 22 to 12, and then she almost had she was a couple stuff off from a triple double, but like she had
8 assists and 8 turnovers, which I don't really mind, right? You're just saying that,
right?
That's like saying I did nothing, like on that front, right? Those things like cancel each other out, right? Like,
well, no, what I'm saying is like Caitlin almost had a 22-point triple double. Sabrina had like
8 and 6 or something like that.
Yeah, Sabrina had 12 in the first half and 5 assists all game. Like, sister, your days are numbered as her. You about to get exposed. And then the fact that she did not check up, but you want to sit there and after everybody else is carrying you, because Stewie hates the fever. Like we've already established that. Like that's just gonna be her thing. She's gonna continue to do that. So Stewie's aggressive, but Naja Laney is out there cooking. JJ is making sure Aaliyah is uncomfortable. I don't know. She's doing her thing. but like she's at least guarding and containing her. But like, you ain't got to do nothing. You just showed up and hit 12 points, and then but you want to act like this is your like, come on, dog. That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be
what did Cal Wilson say? 2024, all truth. What did he say?
Which one? What did he say?
Wilson said it's the year of the reckoning for everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. And I am tired of y'all's unnatural allegiance to a loser. It's getting ready to end this year. We're getting a Reggie Miller, Pacers, Knicks type situation here. It's loading. She about to come back to Barclays. Sometimes this is part of her character development. Her enemy, like how Steph is at Madison Square and Trae Young and this, that, the third. She's coming to Barclays and she's gonna own it one day. Mark my words.
I would love to see it. I mean, today she gave them a lot to be excited about. She was in the arena early, signing also, like the pregame, to your point about Steph, right? Like, what's his, like, the thing is, like, get to the arena early to see Steph in his pregame routine, right? And all shooting from the tunnel across court and all that crazy shit. I saw Caitlin today, tons of press on the baseline as she was warming up, talking about like flash getting in her eyes, making it like more difficult for her to hit shots. So I'm just interested to continue to see like the lore built up over time, and like her taking the show on the road and bringing her teammates along with her.
Joe said it's Sabrina from Walnut Creek, California.
That's right. It's like the suburbs of Oakland. Yeah. Suburbs of Sacramento. Like wicked. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't feeling that, because it's like you're not even checking me on the other end. You wasn't on the other end of those that logo 3 that I hit. You know what I mean? Like be extra serious right now. We got a couple games later on this evening. We got Dallas and Chicago taking on each other again. Enrique, nighted the Chicago team in game 1.
That one was actually pretty close. It came down to, last few minutes in the fourth, because Chicago got some hoopers. And again, if you see James Wade out in the wild, across border, it doesn't matter. Take his shoes and his socks. Also turn him upside down and empty his pockets. Because like now we're seeing an unleashed Dana Evans, which we have been asking for like 20 years now. And we're finally getting it. And we're seeing an unleashed Diamond DeShields, 14 points in her debut. She had tweeted like, I'm just happy to be back out there and this, that, the third. And I'm like, that's incredible, because that, like, having to relearn how to walk is no joke.
Right. And
I just know, like, before the injury, I had some very lofty agendas in terms of her, and I'm ready to get back after him. This is a Diamond DeShields year. I'm ready to push the agendas. We can start low and most improve. I guess that's what we have to do. I don't know, but like I want it all. I hope she gets everything she's coming for this year, because she's a bucket. She's a talent.
Yeah. Natasha Howard will already be out, missing, I think it was like 3 to 6 weeks. She had will have foot surgery or something like that.
And I didn't even see her get hurt.
I didn't either. She kept playing. So
that probably made it worse.
Yeah, probably made it worse. So they already signed Mo Billings to a hardship contract. But again, like, Dallas has, Mo Billings is not Natasha Howard. Let me be clear. But they also have Kalani Brown and Tierra McCowan. And Tierra McCowan finished the other day's game with a double-double, like something like 18 points and 13 rebounds or something like that. So, Dallas has a few rookies, but they're all like very good.
I was getting ready to say, they got Stephanie Suarez, and she was cooking the other night. She looked really good. So she's back from injury. She's getting her legs under her. So that's a lot of front court players to be throwing at people. Like
the hits can keep coming or can keep coming. You know what I mean? Like it's no rest for the weary. And obviously this is a Chicago team who's playing without Camila Cardoso, who's still nursing a shoulder injury and won't be back for some more weeks. So,
I don't have faith in Bree Turner or Elizabeth Williams has come up. I will say that. Like, I've been kind of low on her past couple years, but like she's showing me something so far. But Bree Turner, she should be backing up one of the other two. So when Camilla comes back, like, hopefully that lightens her load.
Yeah. And then the last game of the night tonight, we have the Phoenix Mercury with their season opener, or the home opener, against the Atlanta Dream and Ryan Howard, who, had a magnificent game for her debut against the Sparks earlier this week. Phoenix, we know that they're committed to shooting the 3 8 time. Actually, I think this is going to be the season. Probably, I don't know. I would have to look this up. Probably look it up on across the timeline. But I feel like this is going to be the most threes that are going to be taken in WNBA history this year. I think a lot of teams are going to best their output by a lot this year.
Caitlin Clark effect.
Or three is just more than two. A little bit of both.
Don't slow down my agenda. What you doing?
You saw Michael hit 7 on opening night, but
and that's who I'm looking, because today Sabrina had 22, right?
No.
I mean, Caitlin had. Excuse me. Sabrina had 12 mid, right? This is who you're actually shooting for. So Taurasi got it. I know she saw it. I know she saw that 9 of 16. I know she saw that 4 of 10 from 3. I know she saw them stats from that rookie that's coming on June 30th. So I expect.
You got it circled, huh?
Yeah. So I'm expecting. That's the battle I'm like keeping my eye on, because she, like I said, last game, Diana Taurasi out here jumping on the floor for loose balls at her big age. She motivated. This is her. She Rocky in the gym. She about to run up.
She's not motivated because of fucking Caitlin Clark. I hate to break it to you, sister. It's not.
She feels it. The rookie's breathing down her neck. She sees it. Not. She's terrified.
I will not.
She's punching power boxes. She's in my AC Stadium tearing up our equipment over. Like, when she
has lost 13 straight games, not because of Caitlin Clark.
Okay. I mean,
this is gonna be an ongoing battle between us until.
Let's start that agenda off, because
we got.
I told you, it's an anime. My daughter's coming. The old woman in the sea feels her coming. She's trying to protect her throne, and she out here, like, why did she punch our power box, bro? Like, you saw all them wires and cords and said, "Let me hit that."
Like, way. You didn't see that?
Bruh, come on, because now the stadium lights turning off because you done.
He got it. Come on now, don't cry broke. Don't do it. Not after the 100,000 they all just got. Don't do it.
I ain't crying broke, but I'm saying, why you keep tearing up stuff at our place? Like, have some home training. What is wrong with you?
No.
But I'm monitoring her stats very closely, Greer. So I will be in your mentions promptly, unless she pulls it off. In which case, I will be enjoying my night. So,
and then I will be in your mentions promptly, and you'll still be enjoying your night. But here we are.
Either way, I'm gonna see you in the group chat, so it's like I don't.
You can't run.
Exactly, like. But that is what I am monitoring: Diana Taurasi competing with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix played a small lineup. BG's out with the toe injury. So I mean, they played the Aces pretty tough on opening night. This is an Atlanta Dream team who has some more size now, right? Last year, Cheyenne Parker begged for someone to be in the post with her, and then they went out and got Tina Charles, who played fabulously in her first game back in the W after taking an entire season off. So I'm very interested in this matchup. And this is also Tina Charles playing against a team in Phoenix where she signed as a free agent a couple seasons ago, and it went terribly. She was traded or released and then finished the season out with Seattle, but it didn't really matter at that point. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting storylines to pay attention to.
Right, and they treated her like she stole the family secrets and betrayed them all. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she said she wanted to win a championship. Y'all were not gonna get it done. So she cut her losses and dipped out mid-season, and then we get like everybody being weird.
By the way, I wonder where Nygaard is these days, by the way.
Hopefully stuck in traffic. Like, I hope she's uncomfortable, whatever she's doing right now. Because, like, that was horrible.
That was one of the worst experiments. She didn't have as much power as Derek Fisher, so I can't say it was as bad, but it was on par.
Oh, is Derek Fisher? I mean, yeah. Well, it was a nightmare because you lost Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Rank them from worst to least worst. James Wade, Nygaard, and Fisher, please.
Yeah, okay. So Derek Fisher, obviously, then Nygaard, then James. Hold on.
James Wade won a championship. Can you say? I think.
But James Wade also, like, I'm just looking at what was lost, right? Because Skylar Diggins-Smith didn't seem like she wanted to leave Phoenix. She just had to because they started being weird. So part of them being weird was like Nygaard couldn't really manage all the personalities. So you have a team that Sandy Brondello took to the finals in 2021. Brittany Griner is not there. We understand that changes things significantly, but they should not have been as bad as they was. And the chemistry was in the toilet. And a large part of that was because Nygaard was not it. So I think if they had a better coach that could have really rallied and kept them together, things could have been different. Because again, you lost Skylar Diggins-Smith. So Chicago, they bounced back already. Like James Wade did them dirty, but like you still have Dana Evans, who is now unleashed and playing incredible ball. You got two of the hottest draft picks in the country, and then you got Kennedy Carter. So he did do them wrong, but like, yeah, I'm gonna put Nygaard over James Wade.
All right, that's all right. You have it here. Anything else? Is your heart and mind clear?
I'm also monitoring Coach Tidbits, Coach Giblets, Coach Riblet. What is
hashtag
yeah. Yeah, Coach Giblets, I'm monitoring him because I'm hating on Phoenix this year too. So I've added them to my agenda.
They've earned it.
Yeah.
They've earned it.
So already got the first hate out the way, so we're gonna get some late night hate, and it's gonna be up. So I'm ready.
All right. Okay, I won't be hating on Phoenix. I'm still undecided on who my enemy is for the 2024 season. I will get back to you on that. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that and get back to all of you on that. Send us home, Shawnee. Oh, well, Shawnee's sending me home. Thanks, guys. We'll be back sometime this week, or she's coming back now.
My phone, the connection, man. That's what I said. I'm your enemy. You got to accept it. You got to lean into it. But make sure to like, subscribe, follow us. No Cap Space WBB on Twitter. We're gonna be here all season, and it's gonna be a fun one because we've got agendas. We've got stuff to monitor. Subscribe to our Substack. Go check out that hater guide if you still don't have an enemy like Greer. Greer's got her enemy, right here. But like, if you're still looking for one, you still want to know or how to protect your own team's neck, because I think that's a skill we all need to have. What could your team be attacked from, so you can plan how to pivot. But anyway, go check out the Haters Guide, like and subscribe, follow us, and we will catch y'all later.
Yeah, and pay attention because Tyler is in Dallas tonight for Chicago Dallas, so we'll have some boots on the ground coverage coming out of Dallas today. But yeah, that's it.
All right.
Peace.
Appreciate it.